My life has turned a complete different direction, all for the positive.
I'm glad that I gave myself the chance to experience all of this.
Wow, it was just amazing when I accomplished things that I had no idea I would be able to accomplish.
I still pinch myself every morning to make sure this is real and not a dream.
It definitely has been a life-changing experience for me.
This has been incredible, just absolutely incredible.
I feel like I'm in control, complete control of my life, and I feel really, I mean, there's nothing, you can't buy that.
You can't even put it in words. It's just so, oh God, it's just great.
I was going to get in the best shape of my life. That was my goal. Nothing was going to stop me.
You will make an astounding change in the way you feel about yourself and the way you look.
There's a saying that success begets success, and I really didn't fully realize how true that saying was until this happened for me.
My whole life I struggled with trying to feel good about myself, and I never thought that this would be the key to tell me that I was a valuable person.
Listen to those voices and you hear pride, you hear joy. You can even feel the newfound love for life and positive energy these people have. Hi, I'm Bill Phillips. These are all people who've recently made the transformation from ordinary to extraordinary. They've gone from merely surviving to thriving. And they did it by embracing the Body for Life program. And that's the same program that you're going to learn about on this audio recording.
I weighed 256 pounds, and that shocked me. I couldn't believe it. The difference in the rut and the grave is the depth, and I had just gotten in a horrible rut, eating bad, and laying on the couch watching sports on TV instead of participating in them. I was a couch potato. I had just given up, and I was using different excuses and reasons, and the truth was that I had gotten lazy and fat. That's just the blatant truth.
That's Porter Freeman. Like thousands of others, Porter had given up. At age 49, he developed a pot belly and no passion for anything in his life except potato chips and TV dinners. But Porter knew he had more character than that. And now he's joined the chorus of tens of thousands of people who've accepted the Body for Life challenge.
It's been the best experience of my life. I don't even recognize my life today compared to what it was a year ago.
Anybody can do this.
It has the possibility to be the biggest growth experience of your life.
This is an incredible experience, something I'm never going to forget.
You can't get a grip on your life without first getting a grip on your body, period. But most people don't know that. You know, millions of Americans are merely enduring their life when they could be enjoying it. They've given up on their dreams, and in effect, they've given up on themselves. And the worst part is, most people don't even realize they've quit. They don't even know there's a solution out there.
I can tell every living human being in America, if you want it, quit shoveling junk down your throat and get up and go to the gym, you can look like me. You can look better than me.
If they knew about the Body for Life program and they accepted my challenge, they could feel as excited and fascinated with life as Porter Freeman. But let's get this straight. My Body for Life program is not about magic. It's not about miracle pills. It is simply a real solution to the problems that real people like you and I face in today's hectic world. And it's a solution that requires some effort. But you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to turn your life upside down to make these changes. This program requires you to commit less than 5% of the time that you have available to you each week to the process. And by making that investment, I'm certain you'll discover that the amount of time you free up will double or triple what you're putting into it. In fact, there may be nothing else in this world you can invest in that will yield greater returns than the Body for Life program. And I'm not just talking about enhanced physical fitness. I'm talking about mental strength, inner strength, the power to do what you want to do with your life. Tens of thousands of people have already discovered this. They've successfully completed the program, and they describe off-the-chart leaps in self-confidence, self-respect, and power.
It's changed my life. It's made me a better person, a better mommy, better wife. It's impacted my life like I can't even describe.
The biggest thing was the changes that I saw taking place in my body. Suddenly, within the first month, I started seeing the love handles fall off my sides and my abs were starting to come out.
My body was actually changing before my eyes.
The changes on the outside are in some ways a metaphor for the changes on the inside.
But even with so many success stories, I'm constantly reminded that millions of people have yet to make this breakthrough. Most know exactly what they need to do, but they simply don't do it.
They don't want to take the initiative, they don't want to take the time, they don't want to take the effort, and they don't care what they look like. They don't care how they feel.
I mean, that was me too. I said, I don't have time, I've got to go to work, I've got errands to run, the holidays are coming up. It didn't matter what season it was, what time of year it was, there was always an excuse.
I was extremely out of shape. I had a pot belly. I did not feel good about myself.
This program will help change that. You see, not only will I provide you with a specific plan, I'll give you the techniques to stay on the right path. And I'll also support your efforts to succeed by giving you specific steps to follow with your nutrition and exercise program. The Body for Life program is an integrated system. It is a complete solution to those problems we talked about. And it's the only way that I've ever discovered to help get all those people who know what to do it, to cross what I call the abyss. Now, the abyss is that canyon that stands between where you are and where you want to be. And scaling it can be impossible if you don't have the right tools and techniques.
It became very frustrating for me because I had some successes in other areas of my life, but just for some reason could not figure out how to get in shape.
A lot of people get improper information. They don't know about proper nutrition, and they also don't know about the intensity that is needed to elicit a change in your physique.
You see, I've found that no one starts out with a goal of becoming fat and unhealthy, just as no one sets out with the objective of becoming lonely and poor. The sad thing is that somewhere along the line, slowly but gradually, sometimes without even knowing it's happening, we give up. We give up our values, even our dreams, one at a time. And when somebody decides to let go of their body, more often than not, it's the beginning of the end.
Things were going pretty much as they had for the prior 20 years. Thinking that in your mind that you're still an athlete you were in college. And in my mind, I still had this mental picture of the athlete. Now, to look back and realize how far I had let myself slide without really realizing it.
My big jeans that I had bought just wouldn't, they were tight. And to sit down and feel uncomfortable and feel like you have to unbutton the top button and wear the big sweater, the big shirt over the top of it, I said, I've had enough.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Thousands of people have discovered that there really is hope, but it starts by taking a completely different approach. And that's what the Body for Life program is. It's unique because it follows what I call an inside-out approach. You see, rather than starting with the outside, like all the quick fix diet plans, thigh cream, and liposuction, the Body for Life program starts with the inside. It's about you. It's about your reasons for wanting to change, your dreams, your goals. It's about your life. It's not about how we can get some body fat off of the outside of you temporarily, only so you can still feel weaker inside. The Body for Life program is about inner strength. You see, what I've discovered is that every successful transformation has to start on the inside. And that's where the Body for Life program starts. It starts on the inside, which is why we don't rush into a bunch of instructions about exercise and nutrition. We have to develop the mindset to succeed at this program. We have to readjust the way we think. We have to reestablish patterns of action, how we operate. We have to reprogram a little bit on the inside before we can benefit to the fullest extent of the effective exercise and nutrition techniques that we're going to learn about in this program. So let's get started.
I was settling for just mediocrity. I think we all get comfortable at a certain point and we quit striving for excellence because it's a lot easier to settle for that comfortable situation that you're in than it is to change. Change is always very difficult.
Because let's face it, failure is easy. Success takes work.
I've had the opportunity to learn from literally thousands of people who've successfully completed this 12-week program, and I've asked them every question you can think of, and I've identified the first step that they take. It wasn't that they watched a particular exercise video. It wasn't that they all belonged to a certain gym. It wasn't that they all ate the same food. It was that they all began their journey inside, and they all began by simply making the decision to make a change. Okay, now that sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? I'm going to say it again. They made the decision to make a change.
I was overweight and had a beer gut from hanging out with the guys. And I just decided that it was time for a change. It was time to do something different, to better myself.
And I got to a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. I was upset with the way I looked. I was upset with the way I felt. I couldn't make others happy because I couldn't make myself happy. And I was just tired of it. I got to a point and it just snapped. I said, I have got to do something, and I've got to do it now.
Now, some people say they've taken that step, but they don't always mean it. I mean, really mean it. And you know how I catch them? I ask them for their reason. If they don't have a strong enough reason, they're probably not committed to making the change. The more powerful the reason, the more personal the reason, the deeper the reason, the more resolved they are to make that change. It becomes their mission. It becomes the most important thing in their life. So now I ask you, have you made the decision to make a change? And if so, what is your reason? Maybe you want to lose body fat. Maybe you want to increase your muscle. Maybe you want to look and feel better. But what is beneath that? What is your real reason for wanting to make a change? Do you think you have more potential than you do? Maybe you're like Porter. Maybe you know you have more character than you're showing. Maybe you want to inspire others to follow in your footsteps. Maybe you just don't feel good about yourself. Maybe you know that you could feel better. Hey, maybe you're the best and you want to get better. Maybe you're fit and you want to get fitter. Have you been on the sidelines? You want to get in the game? I don't know your reason. You know your reason. You have to look inside to find it. Because without that reason, you haven't taken the first step. You haven't really made the decision to make a change. Here's an example, a life or death example.
My sophomore year, my life changed forever after going hunting with my best friend.
It's a story of Len Langenfelter.
We were done hunting, we were heading home, we were on a steep power line, and he tripped. And when he fell, the gun went off, and he shot me through my lower back, and it came out through the front. I honestly thought I was going to die. I remember praying and saying, you know, God save me, because I think I'm going. And it seemed like forever till I heard someone else's voice, and then I heard my brother.
He's laying on his back, hands crossed, legs out in front of him, just stone blue, you know. He just kept him wrapped up, and then the paramedics came, and we thought he was safe.
I remember right before I left the hospital, taking a shower, looking down at myself, and the scars, so fresh and so large and so ugly. I thought, man, I'm ruined. I got back to school and was actually in the gym again, lifting a little bit, and I was just so shocked that I couldn't even, lift 100 pounds when I could, bench press over 250. My sophomore year at Penn State, I started hearing a lot about HIV and the fact that it was in the blood supply, and they weren't doing mandatory screening yet, and I was considered high risk because I'd received so much blood. And I was like, well, I'm going to go get tested. I'm tired of thinking about this. And I remember getting a phone call at that time. The doctor said, Lynn, you have the HIV virus. I was like, it's just a mess. I remember pacing back and forth in the apartment thinking, I've always managed to figure out how to win at something that's, trying to overcome me, and I could not figure a way out of this. And at the time, it was literally a death sentence. 24 hours a day is on my mind. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up with it. Next week I'm going to wake up with it. I looked in the mirror and I saw an image that said, look, you're HIV positive, you're ugly, you're nobody. I was overweight. My fatigue levels were incredible. I was sleeping 12 to 15 hours a day. And that's when I looked in the mirror and I said, Lynn, you gotta make some changes, you're on your own now. And you can't shift anything to anybody or attribute any of your problems to anybody anymore. It's time to take yourself seriously and start making some progress. And I think that's really what I did. So I remember joining the gym. I saw improvements almost immediately. I was so surprised I didn't understand at all how to eat. And I started going to nutritional stores. I started going to the bookstore and reading anything I could get my hands on related to nutrition. And I started to see a whole new world. I choose to take care of my body from now on and for the rest of my life. And who knows, in the future I may outlive you.
Len's story turned from a tragedy into a triumph. And now he's living his dream. And we can all learn from Len. We can learn about how precious life is, how not to take it for granted. We can learn that wasted time is time lost forever. We can learn how to live to our full potential. But you don't have to have a life or death reason to make a change. Your reason is unique to you. Now, if you still don't have a reason after all the things we've talked about, I think it's time that I just give you one. It's a challenge. It's a competition. It's called the Body for Life Challenge. And it's your opportunity to not just put all the tools and techniques you're going to learn about in this program to work. It's an opportunity to cash in on huge prizes, an opportunity to become an overnight celebrity, an inspirational role model, and it's an opportunity to take all this good stuff, wrap it up with a reason, make that your decision to make a change.
I read the contest, and it was a reason to do something. And of course, Bill has a wonderful way of writing and communicating, and I still remember he said, the worst case, you'll be in better shape than you've ever been in your life.
I really haven't had anything to really focus on, to really dedicate myself to. And I picked up the magazine and I seen this contest, and I just thought, man, that's for me. That's something I can really get my life back together with, I can focus on, and decided to go for it.
And I stumbled across a magazine, and it was Muscle Media, and I saw the competition, and it was like a godsend. It was a message. This is it. This is it. This is my way out. This is the way that I can change everything about my life.
Already more than 500,000 people have accepted my challenge. People from all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, moms and Marines, fathers and daughters. They've all accepted the Body for Life Challenge and made that part of their reason to make a change. And it's working for them. More people that accept the challenge finish the 12-week program than any other group. And winning the Body for Life Challenge could be one of the greatest moments in your life. Just ask some of the people who took the challenge and even surprised themselves.
You're our winner. You absolutely won. I'm telling you, yes, you're the winner. Congratulations.
Oh, man.
You are the winner.
One of 10 out of over 200,000.
Oh, my God. No.
You deserve it. You deserve it, my friend. Congratulations.
Oh,
As I'm sure you can tell, these people not only transform their bodies, they energize their life. Now, I've got to remind you that each and every one of those people started this process with that one step. They made the decision to make a change. They decided to accept my challenge. That was part of their reason. So when you finally get sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, when that day comes, you look in the mirror and you finally decide enough is enough, I promise you it'll be like you turn on the headlights after driving all night in the dark. When you turn on those headlights, what are you going to see? You see forward. You'll be able to look ahead. I call this future vision. And without it, you might as well be driving without those headlights on at all. Developing future vision is the next step in your transformation process. But before you can take that step, you need to know where you stand. Try this exercise. What are the 5 most important specific accomplishments you need to make over the next 12 weeks for you to be pleased with your progress in life? All right, go. You need to answer this quickly. Just give me the first 5 things that come to mind. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to be absolutely honest with yourself on this exercise. You don't have to share this information with anyone. This is for your own benefit. All right, let's see how you did. If you quickly and easily came up with 5 specific things you know have to occur between today and 12 weeks from now for you to be pleased with your progress in life, you're right on track. Chances are your existence is already being directed by a strong vision of your future, and you're probably already experiencing great success in many areas of your life. Okay, now if you struggled a bit on this exercise and you couldn't come up with 5 concrete answers, but you at least thought of 3, well, chances are you're doing pretty well, but you've got a lot of room for improvement. Now, if you found it extremely difficult to come up with any specific answers to this question, if it caught you completely off guard, well, then you've got issues that might keep you from moving forward in any area of your life, much less transforming your body and experiencing all the success that is rightfully yours. But hey, don't panic. The truth is, most people have a very hard time answering this question. It's just not something we're taught to do. But if we want to change our lives, we have to change the way we think. We have to change from the inside out. We have to break down those barriers that keep us from moving forward, that keep us from even looking forward. And that's what we're going to do with this exercise. We're going to develop the ability to see the future. Now, I'm not talking about getting a crystal ball out or calling your psychic hotline. I'm talking about developing that special vision that you've got to have in order to move forward, in order to successfully change your body and change your life. Because if you don't develop this skill, here's what you'll discover. You'll be able to stick with an exercise routine for only a few weeks at a time. Then you'll sabotage your program and you won't even know why. You'll invest good money in a gym membership and you won't use it. You might buy vitamins and supplements and you'll forget to take them. You'll never stick with it long enough to achieve the results you want. And you'll eventually get so frustrated you'll give up. I've seen it happen time and time again. Developing future vision is one of the most powerful transformation techniques you could ever learn. And it's one of the most overlooked aspects of success in any challenging endeavor.
I mean, I knew where I wanted to go. I knew what I wanted to look like. I would think about it every night. I'd go to sleep thinking about it, a lot of times. And I always wanted to strive to be that image I had in my head, and that helped a lot.
I just spend 5 to 10 minutes a day and lay on a couch and just close my eyes and relax and picturing myself as I wanted to look.
My observation is this. We all have 3 types of vision: historical, present, and future. What type of person you are and how successful you are has a lot to do with what type of vision you allow to dominate your thoughts. A person whose actions are dominated by a historical vision subconsciously believes that just about everything that's important, enjoyable, or significant in their lives has already occurred. These folks spend a lot of time reflecting on the good old days, talking about high school parties, prom night, a fumble they recovered in a big football game, or how they used to be in great shape. Used to be. People who have this type of vision are reluctant to accept any new ideas, and they have trouble sticking with anything challenging. You see, for them, moving forward in any meaningful way actually takes them further away from where they are looking, which is back. And what's worse, individuals with historical vision are uncomfortable with the growth of others because it threatens their structure. It threatens what they think is the apparent equilibrium they've surrounded themselves with. They're uncomfortable with evolution. So positive change in those around them, husband, wife, friends, and co-workers, makes them uncomfortable.
You hear people say, "Oh, I'm writing down my goals for the next year," or writing an affirmation statement, and I just never really bought into that. I've always been kind of just coasted through my life, but never had a goal.
The fact is, they probably feel at some level that they're going to be left behind if they don't start moving their own behind, and they're probably right. Now, the second type of vision is called present vision. And I've discovered that far too many people who want to build a better body are dominated by this mindset. Now, they aren't obsessed with going back in time, but they're not nearly focused enough on the future. These people have tremendous potential to improve, and to improve rapidly. They just need a push in the right direction. They just need to make a conscious decision to look forward. You start taking on new and bigger challenges. You start seeing opportunities that you hadn't seen before. People whose daily actions are governed by future vision are continually growing. They're constantly taking on new and bigger challenges. They're always creating, modifying, and improving their future vision. What has happened to such people in the past isn't ignored or denied. Those experiences are used to develop the skills and the energy to get them where they want to go. But it's always where they want to go that remains the primary focus.
My intent was to do it full speed. My goal was not modest. My goal was to make a major, major difference.
Hey, here's how you can enhance your future vision. After you hear the question I'm about to ask, immediately think of words and phrases that are exciting to you. Don't think about what other people might want you to want. Don't think about what you're supposed to want. Just be wide open. Okay, here's the question. What changes in your physical condition and your life would you like to accomplish within the next 12 weeks if you knew you could do it? Think about anything you want. Anything that you can think of that gives you a feeling of energy, a feeling of excitement. Now, don't be afraid to think of things that might be outrageous to you. Hey, maybe you want less body fat. Maybe you want more muscle. Maybe you want to travel around the world. Go to a tropical island. Maybe you want to meet new friends. Be completely spontaneous. All right, let's call that your dream list. And think back through it. Find 5 things that conjure up the most powerful emotions. The things that get you as excited as you might have been as a kid on Christmas morning. These are the things that when you actually think of them happening, you get excited. I mean, you can feel it deep down inside. Hey, you might be feeling it right now. And if you are, you know what that is? It's called desire. And that sensation you're likely feeling at this very moment is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more where that came from. Okay, now I want you to take those 5 items and I want you to turn them into powerful, specific statements. For example, if you decided you want to gain more muscle and lose fat, you might write down the following statements. Within 12 weeks, I will gain 10 pounds of muscle, and within 12 weeks, I will lose 20 pounds of fat. Pretty simple, right? Well, just the mere act of turning these thoughts into positive statements is so vitally important and effective. By composing such a statement and defining what your wishes are and putting a deadline on them, you'll be turning those dreams into goals. And you'll be taking another step towards making it happen, towards making it real.
We specifically wrote down everything that we would do. The amount of weight that we would start with, we wrote down what time we would eat, we wrote down what we would eat, we made the grocery list and got just that food and got rid of everything else, and we were very specific in exactly what we would do.
I set real specific body fat and fat loss, muscle gain goals, as well as becoming lean and vascular. I wrote all of these things down and I put them in the front of my training manual and I looked at them every day.
Okay, I know you might be thinking, hey, I've heard about this goal-setting mumbo-jumbo before and it can't possibly work so well. It's just too simple. Well, listen, I don't know if that's what you think or not, but I have discovered that so many people overlook this step. So many people think that transformation starts on the outside and comes in. But remember, it starts on the inside and comes out. That's one of the breakthrough techniques of this program. And there's no better way to bring out that inside desire than by taking your dreams, turning them into goals. It's very important to understand the difference between dreams and goals. A lot of people, they just use these words interchangeably, and it's not really the right way to use them. The way I see it, dreams are things you hope for, but you never really expect them to happen, or if you do, you don't know when they might happen. Now, goals, on the other hand, these are specific things you've decided you need to accomplish, always within a clearly defined period of time. For example, someday I'm going to get in great shape. Well, now that's a dream. Within 12 weeks, I will lose 20 pounds of fat and I will gain 10 pounds of muscle. Now that's a goal. See the difference? Now here's another important point. Your goals come from your dreams. Powerful dreams of positive changes in your life add even more fuel to your desire. But you must create goals which are in sync with your dreams in order to move forward in your life and feel good about yourself. When you accomplish a goal, it helps your dreams become even more inspiring, which in turn creates even more goals and more desire. You see, once you get this process started by achieving your first big goal, you'll immediately begin to create grander dreams. And you know what that creates? That creates a feeling of optimism, of excitement, and it feels pretty good in case you've forgotten.
I've applied this to my work and I've gotten a lot more done there. I feel more efficient. I feel great. My energy levels are incredible, and I've never felt better in my life.
I usually write them down every year so that I can look back on my goals and see if I've completed them and set a new set of goals so that I'm always continually growing.
You should set goals that are ambitious yet not ridiculous. They need to be attainable and they need to be doable. But you might not know where the limit is, especially if you're getting into an area where you don't have a lot of experience or knowledge. So find an example, someone who's accomplished what you want to accomplish, and base your goals on that. For example, if you want to lose fat and get in great shape, notice it's still a dream. I didn't say anything specific about a deadline or the amount of muscle you want to gain or the amount of fat you want to lose. Find someone who is in your present condition, someone who was in the condition you're in now who has made a positive change, and take a look at what he or she was able to achieve. You might find an example or a role model, as some call it, who lost 20 pounds of fat in 12 weeks. Okay, there's your goal. That's a great place to start because that person is living proof it can be done. If they can do it, you can do it too. Now, once you've created this list, don't just put it away and never look at it again. This is a powerful tool. See, these written goals can fuel your desire every day if you let them. Here's what I suggest you do with that list. Take it out, read it first thing in the morning when you get out of bed, and read it again every night before you go to sleep. Even try reciting some of these statements out loud as if you were describing your future to someone else. And when you do this, eliminate all doubt from the tone of your voice. Speak with total confidence and assurance, as if you know that what you're describing is your real future.
I told myself, I can do this.
And I was extremely determined, and I had no doubt in my mind that I would win.
I can do that. I have an athletic background. I know how to make this happen. I'm going to do it.
In addition to reading your goals first thing in the morning and again at night, try to create visions of your future throughout the day as well. Maybe you need an actual image of your new self to plant in your mind. If so, find a photo in a magazine. Find somebody who's made that type of transformation, the type of transformation that you would like to make. Maybe cut these photos out, put them someplace where you'll see them often. Maybe on your refrigerator, on your bedroom dresser, on the bathroom mirror. And every time you walk by those photos, I want you to stop and take a look. Carve that image deeper and deeper into your mind. So while you're working, while you're resting, or while you're sleeping, your mind will be programming and reprogramming. It will be churning and burning and creating the desire that you're going to need to make this a reality. Now remember that everything that occurs in this world is an external manifestation of something that's already happened in your mind. That's where the relatively well-known saying, if your mind can conceive it, then you can achieve it, comes from. And in a way, it's true. You see, in your mind, anything is possible. Anything you want to happen in your life that you really want to achieve, you have to first create it in your mind. In fact, you have to create it twice. First in your mind, and then in the real world. Now this is good news and bad news. You see, it's good news because when you nourish your mind with positive and uplifting images, you can make remarkable improvements in your life. However, the fact that what your mind creates can and will become your reality is bad news sometimes as well, because what most people let into their minds is a lot of self-defeating, self-limiting trash. These are things that we learn, but they're also things that we can unlearn. The key is to be very cautious about what you let into your mind, and be very careful about what thoughts you allow to circulate in that mind. Think about positive, uplifting images, what you can become, what you will become. It starts by seeing yourself as you want to be, telling yourself that you're already there, living, thinking, acting as if you're already there, and surrounding yourself with people and visual images that help support those thoughts. You can do this wherever you want. If you're driving in your car, you're working out, think about that future reality you're creating. Who do you want to be? What do you want to be? You want to change. You want to move forward. You want to create a better life, a better body. Well, you can do it, but you have to create it in your mind. Okay, so practice this skill. Practice thinking of those dreams and writing down those positive statements, putting deadlines on those dreams, making them into goals, and you've accomplished the next great step in your transformation.